So this is a question that I heard recently that I think is such a good question for people that I'm just going to start randomly asking it. What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about you?
That I'm quiet.
What, like, why you're quiet, or
Yeah, I think
that
that
you're quiet? Because
I
you are
think
kind of
I
quiet.
think that people yeah. So it's because I'm quiet. People take it however they take a quiet person,
Okay.
right? So so whoever the person is, it's like if you grew up where the person being quiet that you were always around that was quiet was because they were like getting ready to boil over and pop,
Okay.
like, and just have a major outburst, then that's what you associate it with.
Right.
Other people could be like, oh well, they're quiet, so that means they're timid, and they're very reserved, and
Mm,
they're that kind of thing. I'm quiet again because shut up and listen. I'm quiet because in order to read the room, for me, you got to listen to what's happening,
right.
you know? So in a group of people, I will listen and I will wait my turn, and I will, from listening, kind of, especially if it's a room of new people or even people that I don't hang out with on a regular basis. It's like, okay, well, I'm listening. Where am I gonna enjoy myself?
Hmm.
That's one of the things that I take into account. And then, like, also just like I'm a listener. I'm not It's not that I'm quiet per se.
Hmm.
It's just that I'm more of a listener than a talker. And before I talk, I think about what I say, because we know plenty of people that just say the first thing,
Right.
and then that's more misunderstood than, like, in that scenario, whatever blast radius you've made, now you got to apologize after the fact, if you even realize that you stepped out of line,
Sure. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know so yeah, that's kind of what I do. Is I'd rather be quiet, take it in, find my spot, and then that's where I'll open up a little bit more.
That makes sense. I agree with you that I think that's misunderstood about you a lot. Like, that's even something that I had to learn, like, doing this show, because I would, if you remember, like, the first couple years in the show, I was like, "Yo, man, am I talking too much? Am I talking over you? Am I just taking over this thing? I don't
No,
want to do that. I'm not trying
I
to do
th-
that."
I think it's a dynamic thing too,
Yeah.
and I actually had this conversation with Jen uh this past week about just about couples
Hmm.
and stuff. And I think it's true of every relationship, when with you and a person, right? And all of people's qualities are cups,
Okay.
right? And where somebody's cup is, let's just say, 30% funny.
Hmm.
If you find somebody that's got the 70% funny, you've got good balance,
Hmm.
right? And just like across the board, that's everybody's quality and stuff like that. And then, I not that you not that you aren't yourself, you just know how much of that cup you can fill.
Sure. There's a balance that needs to be struck in
Exactly.
when it's not just you. And that's band situation, work situation, friendship situation, hanging out situation. Whenever it's not just you,
Right.
you have to decide how much you're going to fill the space.
Hmm.
And you have to do that by realizing how much space that, one, you want the other person to fill, because sometimes people don't want, they want all that
They
space.
Right.
Or you have to understand and know the people that you're around, or know the strengths of the people that you're around, and go, "Oh, okay. So I'm going to give this much because they're going to give
Exactly.
that much, and then it's going to work."
Yeah.
That's going to make
And it's
sense.
also like when it comes to the podcast too, like I've done radio-ish kind of stuff in the past,
Sure.
like happy hour with LTOB. I knew where I needed to be. There was this the straight and narrow guy
Hmm.
that had the format and you know was able to direct traffic when it needed to be directed, and then there was like the extreme funny guy or abrasive guy. uh Depends on how you
The
looked at
day.
it. It depends
Depends
on
on.
how you looked at it and if you were the target.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
But so just kind of knowing my role. That's how I am with again, this is being in the room. It's like knowing your role somewhere,
Hmm.
you know? If there's somebody like I just know so many people that if you're in a room with a crowd, like a group of people, and there's somebody over there that's the funny guy who's got the room in their hand.
Hmm.
If you come in wanting to be that guy and not like reading the room, or even if you don't want to necessarily be that guy, you just are that guy, and
Right.
you're trying to then you're creating conflict. That's why people don't like each other. That's why people don't like people that are like them,
Yeah.
because they're filling those
You're
spaces
like, no, I'm
that
already in
you
this
think
spot.
that you own.
Right.
And it's like, no, you don't own the space.
Yeah. Well, that can be subconscious too. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't like something about that guy.
Yeah. So like when it came to this, it was like I had never done radio with you
Right.
or podcast with you. So to me, it was like, okay, well, let's see where this fits. And you articulate things a little bit better than I do in certain situations. And uh for me, like being part of this and being cognizant enough to step back in certain situations has made me become a better speaker. So
Mhm.
it's a lot. It's learning. Again, it's learning. I want to learn. I want to take in. I don't want to fill the space before I know what space there is to fill.